Guys, and welcome back to another predictions video. And in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Bormann versus Nery Plata fight. If you're on around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So going into this fight, Bormann is 17-0 with 7 KOs and Nery Plata is 29-2 with 3 KOs. This fight is for the WBA Super and WBC World Light Flyweight title. Bormann's last fight was a win via a unanimous decision versus Perez, and Nery Plata's last fight was a win via a unanimous decision versus Clavel. Bormann is coming up in weight for this fight. Bormann is 33 and Nery Plata is 29. This is in Bormann's home country of Germany. Nery Plata's losses have come versus Enriquez in 2017 and Moreno in 2015. And so to speak about what I'm just saying there, of course, this being for both Nery Plata's world titles, and like I mentioned, Bormann coming up in weight for this fight. It's going to be a step up for her and a step up in a different weight class. Is that going to play a factor? Of course, it's also being in Bormann's home country, which she is most definitely used to fighting in. Fair play, you got to respect Nery Plata for coming and putting her belts on the line to risk this in this fight against somebody who is out there in their home country. It's, like I said, it's respectable. And I mean, Nery Plata is coming off a big win versus Clavel. It was a win which people kind of ruled her out for. I mean, I ruled her out for it as well, and she still managed to get the win. Bormann's fights, they've been against lesser opposition. The Bastillos one was the one that I spoke about, which is the fight before that fight, the Perez fight, and she's been winning comfortably. I would say there's been certain things which maybe haven't been amazing, but she's been winning and been winning comfortably. But you know, there's definitely things to critique there, and like I mentioned, as this is a big step up for her, is she ready for this step up yet? But you'd like to hope so, and I'm glad it is happening at 17-0. It's time, and it's nice to see it is happening. And yeah, so to speak about them both as fighters, Nery Plata, her kind of positives: she's a long fighter. She's relatively good at keeping range. She's comfortable on the back foot. She, like I said, is a bit more of a mid-range type fighter. She's got good timing when opponents are coming in. She can catch you coming in. She changes levels relatively well. When she does do it, she can hit a nice body shot and does, like I say, execute it well when the opponent is coming in. She now has momentum going forwards. I mean, that was a big win for her, like I mentioned in the last fight. Obviously, Clavel's gone on to lose since then, but that was a big win for her, and that's one which she's definitely given her momentum now. She will always respond when she gets hit, and I think that was what won her that fight. The fact that she was very resilient, showed a lot of heart, gave it her all, and even in a fight which necessarily maybe not have been the fight she wanted, being a bit more of a closer ranged fight, a bit more of a war against Clavel, she still managed to kind of outdog it and threw the better shots and threw more shots and wasn't getting outworked and was relatively outworking Clavel. It was nice to see. It was impressive work, and she won't get bullied even though she's on the back foot. She won't really get bullied. She's, like I said, comfortable on the back foot, and I don't think being relatively forced to be in that position. Like I said, I feel like she's more than happy to be in that position. She does have quite a high output herself. That's what you kind of have to have when you're willing to go into a war and to be able to outpace and outbox somebody. I don't know if it's outboxing, but I think she was outpacing Clavel and was landing the, like I said, better shots. And yeah, so it's the high output, and I think she also improves throughout the earlier rounds to the mid rounds versus Clavel. I think she was probably losing them, but she came good in the second half of the fight and was really pushing through and was winning consecutive rounds and doing very well in that aspect. And so yeah, like I say, coming off a big fight. And so the negatives I'd say about her, she's not got much speed. Like, she can outpace somebody because she throws in bunches, but she's not overly fast. Like a punches aren't overly fast, and she does still throw arm punches quite a lot. And I mean, it's got a long way still, but it's still not going to mean that she's going to have loads of power, and it's not an amazing thing to be doing. She can smother a little bit in close. I think sometimes she does that, but she's improving. I think she's getting better at that. She's not really got much defensive movement. She hasn't really got much of a defense, to be completely honest. She's definitely there to get hit. It's very much just, when I say always respond, it's the using the attack as a defense kind of thing, which you see a lot. She does sometimes stand upright. She can be a bit flat-footed. It kind of links to balance. Defensively, she's not amazing. She also does drop her guard a bit as well, and does stand a bit straight on. But it's just her work rate, which I think, and the fact that she is improving and does improve throughout. As I think offensively, she's definitely a very good fighter. It's just defensively, there's a lot of weaknesses really, and she is therefore open to get hit, and she does get hit, and she can also struggle a bit against fast movers. I think Clavel started fighting Nery Plata's fight in the second half of that fight and slowed down a bit, and I think if she had carried on moving, and she could have then found a bit of a better way to get a win, but I think she didn't do that. But Nery Plata, I do think she's just struggled a bit against the faster mover. The I mean, she's on the back foot herself, I suppose, so you need an offensive fighter against a back foot fighter. But like I say, there's a thing there. And so to speak about Bormann, she's got a bit more of a compact guard than what I'd say that Nery Plata has. She keeps it very high. She keeps it very, like I say, compact. She covers pretty much her whole body throughout the whole of the fight. It's just ducking down a bit at times, and so she's there for an uppercut if Nery Plata, with her good timing, can time that. I haven't really seen Nery Plata throw loads of uppercuts. She's got a strong jab. She's most definitely the more powerful out of the two. She wants to control the centre. She wants to assert herself. She is quite a physical fighter. She plants her feet well. I think she's a little bit flat-footed, but I think she plants her feet better than Nery Plata. She'll walk you down. She'll break you down. She is a bit more of a mid-range type fighter as well. She's willing to stand and trade as well. She maintains an output. She's not crazily she's not got a crazily high output, but she maintains what she does have in the way of an output, and it's consistent. She will probably land the cleaner shots out of the two, and she does land clean typically. She improves later on as well, and so it's similar as to what you kind of need. Like I say, against a counterpunch, you need somebody who is going to come forward and is going to push the tempo. Maybe not push the tempo, Bormann, but she's going to come forward and try and break you down, and that's going to open up to Nery Plata to try and counter there from there and try and work on the back foot again. And I'm sure that's going to end up how it's going, because like I say, Bormann is physical, and the more physical I think she is, most definitely going to push Nery Plata back, or Nery Plata is just going to be allowing to be moving around the ring on the back foot and be comfortable to do that. The negatives about Bormann, of course, this is a step up in opponents. How's she going to deal with that step up? She can be outpaced herself. She's not overly fast, and I think with Nery Plata, when she does throw, like I said, it's not overly fast, but it does come in combinations, and so possibly that could be a bit too much for Bormann. Her accuracy isn't amazing, but Nery Plata's is good when she's timing you coming in, but it's not amazing when she is being offensively. She is there to be hit as well, but like I say, she has a bit more of a compact guard. She's got a limited shot selection. I don't see her throw loads of impressively good variety of punches. She does headhunt a bit, and quite a bit, to be honest. I don't really see loads of body work coming from her. She can struggle to cut off the ring as well a bit at times, so Nery Plata could most definitely be moving around the ring for most of the fight and probably find success doing that. She's not really overly fluid in her movement. She's quite tight. She's quite tense up, and it's not a bad thing, but it just means that, like I said, there's no kind of defensive movement there either. She can struggle against counters a bit at times, because it is just a pace which she can't often deal with, and the fact she is also there to get hit, even though it is more of a compact guard, and you're not going to be landing overly clean on her. And in my opinion, she's got to double up her jab and double up her shots. She'll throw in combinations in periods and throw in bunches at periods, but I think I'd just like to see her double up that jab a bit more. She's got, like I say, a strong jab, and it can be very assertive, and if she can double that up, she could definitely cause a lot more damage with that. Nery Plata is the favourite for this fight, and I think that Nery Plata will win via unanimous decision. I've given both reasons as to why both fighters could win. I think it makes for a good fight. I think it's a difficult matchup for both, but I just think Nery Plata is going to be able to move, and she's now a bit more used to a bigger fight. Well, not a bigger fight, but a fighter who is going to come on the front foot and push the tempo, or not push tempo, but assert herself. And I think she can deal with that. And I think her counters and the fact she's always going to respond is going to be a bit too much for Bormann. And I think she's going to win that way. And like I said, Bormann's moving up in weight. How's her power going to deal? So, there's a few things there. And I think Nery Plata can take a punch as well. And I think she's going to win by a unanimous decision just by out throwing her. And then who could go on to fight? She's got not loads of options really in the light flyweight division. I mean, Bermudez is the IBF champion. That would make for a good fight, but I don't know. Enriquez, I mean, she lost to Bermudez, but then got a TKO in round one after that fight. And so I suppose she's probably one of the only other contenders available for her to fight. Or if she wants to move up in weight, I mean, she's quite a tall fighter at times. And like I say, she's got a decent bit of range about her. So she could go up and fight somebody like possibly Fundora. That would be a tough fight, but it could be a good fight for she is the IBF flyweight champion, and so that could make for a good fight. Like I say, it will be a tough fight though, but of course Nery Plata is going to be wanting the toughest fights as a champion. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like if you did, like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.